Oslo. What did we want? Peace? Security? We got war. For more than 20 years, we've clung to the Oslo Accords hoping for what? The terror attacks haven't ended. The missiles continue to drop on our cities. The country has shrunk, and we even expelled Jews from their homes. And what did we get in exchange? Thousands of fatalities and wounded, 5 times more than in the period preceding Oslo. The Oslo process was supposed to save on security costs and foster prosperity. But in practice, it has cost over 1 trillion shekels. Hear that? 1 trillion. In January 2014, Dr. Ron Pundak, one of the architects of Oslo, admitted, "Peace is not the goal. It is the means of Israelization of Israeli society instead of its Judaization." Get it? We're not paying the horrific price of Oslo for peace or security, but to settle the internal battle over Israel's national identity, to make Israel a state of all its citizens rather than a Jewish state. We of the Zehut party are proud to say, not a country of all its citizens, but rather one country for one nation with one God. In other words, a Jewish state. We also demand an end to the occupation, but our solution is not flight from our identity and our land, but just the opposite, faithfulness to our identity and loyalty to the land. What's our plan? First of all, let's put the facts on the table. 1. This is our land. The land between the Jordan River and the Mediterranean Sea is the land of Israel and not the land of Ishmael. This is the land of the Jewish nation, exclusively. Second, when we say that openly and proudly, international law recognizes it, and the Levy report already showed that. Third, time is on our side. Israeli demographics is winning. Within 15 years, there will be a Jewish majority of 80% between the Mediterranean Sea and the Jordan River. Fourth, most of the non-Jewish residents of this area would like to emigrate, and some of them have already done so. So Zehut proposes a multi-stage plan: nullification of the accords and restoration of the judicial status to its pre-Oslo state. Terrorists will be offered the option to withdraw without bloodshed, just as the PLO retreated from Lebanon in 1982. The IDF will reassert control over the entire area just as it did in Operation Defensive Shield. And the State of Israel will exercise full sovereignty over the entire country. No entity other than the IDF and the Israeli police will bear arms anywhere between the Jordan River and the Mediterranean. And what about the non-Jewish residents? They will be able to choose between 3 options. We will help those residents who are interested to sell their property and to emigrate to wherever they wish. Those who stay and openly declare their loyalty to Israel will receive permanent resident status in the country of the Jewish people, just like residents of other Western countries. The few who wish to become loyal Israeli citizens and serve in the army, like the Druze community in Israel, for example, will be able to receive full citizenship following a lengthy and in-depth examination. As soon as we, as Jews, determine our identity and stop acting like conquerors in our own land, the world will follow suit, leave the conflict behind, and accept our legal sovereignty. Does anybody remember that the world opposed the establishment of Nahariya, which was outside the borders of the partition plan? Does anybody remember that the left opposed the establishment of Carmiel? Does anybody remember the staunch opposition to Israel's bombing of the Iraqi nuclear plant? And today the world only thanks us for it. The center of Israel will be open for settlement, construction, and economic development, and we won't bequeath the problem of territories and terror to future generations. Instead, Israel will be a sovereign, secure, and prosperous state. Zehut, liberty, purpose, and Jewish identity.